Now, the Wrestling Observer Awards are out. That's Dave Meltzer's newsletter. And Kenny Omega won the Ric Flair Award for Wrestler of the Year, which you won 8 times. That's why it's named after you. Do the Observer Awards mean much to you? Only about 1,000 people vote, but they still carry some cachet, it seems.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter how many voted. It's an award, and Dave Belcher, whether you like it or don't like it, is still very relevant in the minds of all the wrestlers. It's not going to change. Dave's been around a long time. It's like Mark using yourself as an example. So tomorrow, if you walked off radio, who's going to replace you on that show?
Somebody would, but I appreciate you
Well,
saying that.
no, somebody would, but so who's somebody?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always
Who's
think
somebody?
I don't think I'm Ric Flair. I mean,
I
I don't.
I didn't. It's not a question. It's who's going to replace you? Off the top of your head, who?
A kid named Adam Crowley here is really good. That's who I would hope would replace me.
Okay, I never heard of.
Well, you will. I hope you will. But
Well,
I know what you mean.
you just gave him a nice compliment.
I know what you mean, Nate. Well, deservedly so. And like a guy like you is going to live forever based on his accomplishments, and Kenny Omega as well. I think awards like this are a reminder of that. I think the man matters more than the award, and I'm sure you'd agree with that. The funny thing about Kenny winning, and I'm not disparaging him winning, he barely wrestled this year. But then again, that's the business now, isn't it? I mean, the schedule isn't nearly like it was.
No, it's not nearly what it was, but it's that once again, it's if you spend a whole bunch of time figuring out why it shouldn't be the same, it's never going to be the same. But I promise you that Kenny was happy to get that.
Oh, no question. I think again, not to pump
See,
the tires,
I'll
but
give you an example. They were I saw somewhere the number of guys that have main evented who've main evented WrestleMania the most. I think it's John Cena. I mean, I can't remember who, but there's a couple of them that are main evented 5 or 6 times, right? So I main evented Starrcade 10 times. Does that make any difference?
uh,
The main event.
well,
But see, in that time frame, Starrcade was it.
yeah, no, to me, that's the equivalent of WrestleMania. I think
No,
Stargate.
I know, but that's not the way history will play it down. So I'm not I don't think about it. But when someone tells me that, I didn't even know I main evented it 10 times. So when people tell me that, I go, cool.
Yeah, hey,
But it was my honor to be in that position.
Nate, I knew for a fact you main evented Starcade 10 times because I've got the scarred liver to prove it. I swear, if you took it out and dropped it, it would shatter.
Hashtag drinking.
There you go. Now, our crack producer, Steve Kaufman, who the show would not be nearly as good without, he just sent me a note. Kenny Omega last year, we talked about him being Wrestler of the Year, the Observer
Mhm.
newsletter. He only wrestled 32 matches last year. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking Kenny. That's a great schedule if you can get it. But boy, you worked 332 some years. That just seems unfathomable now.
330. How about 393?
Well, there you go.
Twice on Saturday, twice on Sunday, Mark. Do the math.
I know. If you had wrestled 32 matches, how would you feel today?
If I only wrestled 32 matches a year and made the kind of money he's making, I'd probably feel pretty good about it.
You'll get that yacht yet, won't you?
I certainly will.
I want to get back to Steve for a second.
I also have to top this off by saying Kenny Omega he's a great worker.
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah, and a really, really nice man.
Yeah, no, I think he's very worthy of the award that bears your name, and I can pay no higher compliment.
Thank
Now, one more thing about Steve. You know where I thought Steve's real persona shined through for a little bit in WCW?